me today. I'm gonna go work some ground up at the home farm. Me and Dad just spent the past 40 minutes changing the chisel plow points, so we got a fresh set on right now. I am leaving our bin site at our southern location, if you want to call it that, our southern farm. So I got about a 2-hour road trip ahead of me with the Challenger. I do not care for moving the Challenger down the road. It's not the most comfortable ride. It's kind of bumpy with the tracks. It's noisy, but oh well. I do prefer the tires a little bit more, especially moving down the road. But gonna get it moved up there. Topped off the fuel with the pickup. I hauled down here to make sure I had enough fuel for the road trip. This Challenger does have the Caterpillar engine in it. It's an older, it's a B series, so it's an older model. And with the Caterpillar engines, they make good power, but they do like to drink the fuel. So definitely don't want to run out of fuel on the road. And that's happened to me once or twice before, a long time ago, but I'm usually pretty careful about checking my fuel before I hit the road. On, I'm gonna make a new field here. All the measurements should be the same. Phil's been running this. Phil and Dad's been running this for the past week and a half. So I should just be able to go pretty quick here. I'm gonna set my AB line on a bit of an angle and work kind of on an angle with the corn stalks. So I just did a video of me running our 8410 and our disc working corn stalks. By the time this video is out, that video will be published. I believe I explained why we kind of work on angles when we're doing tillage. Working straight with the rows, I'll tend to miss some corn stalks. You know, the corn stalks could get in between like the coulters there, the disc blades, whatever you want to call them. And then also get in between kind of the chisel plow shanks. And then you can have like almost a whole strip of corn stalks that they get really tilled up too good. This is something that we've always kind of done on our farm, is work on angles when we're doing tillage. I also explained that a lot of our corn stalks we do try to chisel plow. What I'm doing right now, it's more of a deep tillage tool than our disc. I was only doing the top couple inches and just kind of grinding up the top and grinding the corn stalks. Behind me, the corn stalks are getting mixed into the soil and buried a lot better than the disc would ever do. Oh, I'm going only about 4.5 miles an hour right now, 7th gear, 1800 RPMs. The farm I'm on right now, I did a video last spring of us picking rocks with the rock picker. I think I named out a lot of rocks if you want to check it out. But farm, for whatever reason, just has a lot of big rocks. I always pull up monsters, especially when we do deep tillage here. So I'm curious to see what I'm going to pull up today. I'm sure I'll pull up a couple monsters that will be waiting for us next spring. Probably not going to come out here and grab them this fall. I'll probably just worry about them until next spring. But rock picker has been put away in storage since, you know, when we were done using it in the springtime. So it's all clean and washed, and we'll just come back for them in the springtime. What I'm pulling behind me today is our chisel plow. It's a John Deere 714 model, I believe, 714. I'm not sure what year it is. We've had it a long time, even back before I was even working on the farm. I believe my dad bought it when we had our John Deere 9200. I think that's when he bought it, is to match that tractor. So that's been over 12 years ago at least. Yeah, we don't have that tractor anymore. We replaced that with our articulated Challenger 945, which you see in a lot of my tiling videos. Now we have that tractor set up for mostly just tile work, unless we get really busy with the farm or one of the tractors is broke down, we would unhook the tile plow. But anymore, that tractor we just use for tiling. And since we kind of put that strictly on the tile plow, now we have this tractor that I'm in. It's the 765 Challenger B series. I forgot one last spring. Dad had to pick up the corn planter over that one, but we'll get it next spring. This thing is about 20 foot wide, but I have it marked in the GPS at about 19 foot and maybe a couple inches. I mentioned a little bit ago that I'd much rather be in a tire tractor than a tractor with tracks, especially moving down the road. That's pretty rough. But when you're actually in the field with this thing, it rides pretty nice. It's a nice ride. The farm I was at last week with the 8410 and the disc, there was a bunch of cross furrows, and every time I'd hit one of those furrows with the 8410, my tires would go in that furrow, and you'd have to slow way down. Where this, with the tracks, I could just skate right over across them and you wouldn't even notice them. So stuff like that, I do like the tracks better. With this tractor, when you turn, the hydraulic noise or the pump or whatever, when you turn with this thing, it's really noisy. The hydraulics working or whatever, it's pretty loud. I got earplugs in. I always wear earplugs when I'm running the machines, but even then, it's really noisy when you turn. I don't know if the newer ones are any better. I think Millennial Farmer did a video on like cat versus deer, and he said kind of the same thing, that the Challengers were pretty noisy when they turn. I think the Deers are a little bit better. Couple hours now. It's well past lunch. Halfway up to the woods here, up on this hill. You can't really see it on the camera, but it's a big sand hill, so I can go a little bit faster in the sand. Right now I'm doing about 5.3 8th gear, so that speeds things up a little bit. But I figure while it's still daylight, I might pull the drone out and see if I can get some video footage of that. Right now I'm using the DJI Spark. Just a little guy. It doesn't take the best quality videos, especially when it's kind of overcast like it is today, but we'll see what we can do. Well, I don't know how good that worked out. One of the batteries was dead from when I used it last. I never charged them. I only have 2 batteries, and they only last about 10 minutes, and that's if they have a full fresh charge. Then every once in a while, for some reason, when I use this thing, either the camera doesn't want to focus or today it seemed really laggy, like it didn't really want to communicate with my phone. That's what I use with the controller as to run the camera and everything. So it seemed really jumpy. When I run it, it always kind of tells you, make sure you turn your Bluetooth off and aren't connected to a bunch of other devices, which I do. But for some reason, it still wanted to be extra laggy and difficult. So I ended up wasting half my battery just trying to fly it and not be laggy. And yeah, didn't get much footage, but got a couple days worth of work here. Take this home tonight, get a recharge on it. What I might end up trying, I believe there's a feature on this that instead of me personally, it should be able to lock on an object and kind of fly with it, and it's like an autopilot. I've never tried it before. I guess I was always too scared to do it, but right now is the perfect area to do it. I'm in a big open field, no trees or anything, no telephone wires or anything like that, no houses, no cars, no nothing. So tomorrow I might try that and see how it works out. We originally bought this because my parents bought this for the farm. We originally bought this to actually, check out fields, scout fields, see if there's any problems, any drowned out spots or issues going on with the crops during the summer, after everything's planted, to scout fields. But we haven't used it too much for that, and ever since I started making videos, I just kind of been using it. But comes in handy. I like it. I like the video footage it does. I would like to get like a bigger one that maybe flies a little bit longer than 10 minutes, and something with maybe a little bit of a better camera. Got my first rock stuck in between the disc blades. I kind of had a feeling that was going to happen on this farm. So this is all jammed up and doesn't want to spin. To keep like a bar or something with me, I can hammer it out. I don't have one with me today. This happens quite often. We actually keep a bar on it all the time. It never leaves it. And probably should do the same with this thing. Well, I tried knocking it out by throwing a rock at it, kicking it, and I kind of figured that wasn't going to work. It's wedged in there pretty good. I don't have a hammer or anything with me. I should have brought something with me. I should have known better. I was in a big hurry to just get to the field and go. Dad is not at the home farm right now. I just tried calling him to see if he could bring me a bar or something real quick. But that isn't going to work either. So I'm going to have to fold up, drive the 5 minutes or whatever it takes to get around the corner, then grab the bar, and then I can drive right back. So by the time I get back there, I'll probably be 15 minutes later. I'll grab the bar, then I'll have it, because I guarantee it's probably going to happen at least a couple times more before I'm done with this farm. Simple enough. No, I just keep it right on the 3-point hitch there. It fits perfectly. So I'll just carry it there with me the rest of the time I'm working, and I'll be sure to put it back when I'm done. And we're rolling again. You can see where I stopped way down there. That time, turning all the lights on. me. Took a little bit longer to get rolling here. I got a co-pilot with me. He's already taken his first break, so try that whole Mr. Mom thing today, or at least this morning until about lunch. So we'll see how that goes, but should be good for a couple hours. But after that, it's just a big guessing game at this. Got a bit of an overlap right now, but I think that's just because I turned the GPS off and it's thinking I'm a couple feet over from last night. So hopefully the next pass it should be right again, but right now I'm overlapping a little bit too much. Say that some of the best naps I ever had were in a tractor or a combine. I don't remember a lot of the tractor rides, but I remember taking a couple naps in our old John Deere 7800, and then we also had the old combine. It was a John Deere 9500, and I remember riding the combine a lot. Every other pass, so the next one I'll jump over, next one I'll jump over. It's been a while since I've had seagulls chase me while I'm working ground. Every once in a while you'll get hundreds of them. You'll typically see like one or two, and then all of a sudden, a few minutes later, there'll be dozens. I don't know how they find me, but whenever you're working ground, they just show up, so. And we got snow coming down now. Okay, I think he wanted to go home. He's getting pretty cranky. He started yelling at me and calling me all sorts of bad words. Well, it's a little bit later in the afternoon now. All the seagulls are gone. The snow has stopped at the moment. I'm getting a little bit low on fuel. I'm hoping I have enough to finish this field, and then I can go to the shop and fill up. But be cutting it close. If I have to go fill up, it's not the end of the world, but it'd be nice just to finish this farm and then do it. The field gets a little bit rolly near the end here. I'm getting closer to the highway. The roll ahead of me here. the buzzer just went off that I got low fuel. I could keep going for a little bit, but I'm just gonna go get some fuel and get it over with. Dumping fuel right now and grabbed a cup of chili. It's only about 36 degrees right now, which isn't really that cold, but considering that it's been like mid 60s, low 70s, pretty much all of October and even the first week of November, it's been an adjustment. All the snow's back. It's starting to get dark out. I'm almost done with this field. Well, you can't really see it, but the snow is coming down pretty hard now. Got a couple passes left, and then I'll be out of here for the night. Got this one headland right in front of me. I'm gonna work that twice because I load the truck right here, and we drive the grain cart a lot right here, so everything gets compacted on this headland a lot. So I'm gonna work it twice. You can feel it too when you're on this headland. It drags the tractor right down. It pulls hard. But I think that's going to do it for this video. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.